Good morning, lads. I don't know it's morning, evening. I don't have the track of time. But today we are going to talk about. I'm not going to be today. Today we're going to talk about the sheer brilliance of the Star Trek movies, the reboot trilogy, of course. Yeah. So yeah, move on. And today I'm going to speak totally in Assamese. Okay. So yeah, let's carry on. I want to talk about these movies because I think these are the greatest, like not greatest, but the best action fiction, science fiction movies based on space ever made. Because more both say science fiction space cinemas also, and that's something that really stands off are Interstellar and the Star Wars. Rather than after that, man, there's nothing cool so much. Something is off. It's always a group of humans or a group of aliens, good alien humans with superpower. They fight off at they fight off another alien, like a large group of alien, like 10, 20 people on the protagonist side, and the antagonist has like a whole fucking army. Yeah, that's where the problem arises. This feels good. This feels epic. This like action sequence, about the out of the world thinking, new world, takes you wow visuals. We get sold, man. We get sold. Even I get sold. But Star Trek movies, like, they stand out for me because this movie is like there are three movies. Okay, let me just tell you. This is Star Trek 2009. It was released in 2009. Yeah, and, Star Trek into Darkness, it was in 2013, and Star Trek Beyond 2016. Yeah. So the the prime criteria which I say this the sheer brilliance of Star Trek franchise is, for me, the the way this the way the movies were handled. Well, let's just go step by step. First, we're going to talk about the Star Trek 2009 movie. So Star Trek 2009 movie, it was directed by J.J. Abrams, and personally I like this movie a lot because uh, we get a lot of time to to love the characters. There's a lot of character development going on throughout these three films, and throughout individually also we get a lot of insight these characters. And most importantly, because these characters feel human, they don't feel like out of the world, like we can't relate to them. They feel human to all. And yeah, and this first Star Trek movie is like, the world building is great, to be honest, great. Usually on first in any franchise, the first movie, it goes slow, and there's not a lot of action. It's about characters. We get reintroduced to the world. We get we The first movie usually gives time to for us to like that movie to go into our skins. But in the Star Trek movies, in my opinion, they do it with sheer accuracy. Like, we get our time to know these characters. We get to time to like for the world building process, and we get great action sequences. My God, the action sequences are great. The visual effects are wow. For a film that was made in 2009. So I guess Star Trek first movie was very, very, very good in the whole franchise. Okay, this was very good. For me, this movie tells on the second, like on the second position in the whole Star Wars, on the Star Trek franchise. Now let's talk about the sequel, Star Trek Into Darkness. It was released in 2013, and I guess this was directed by. Let me just Into Darkness. This movie was directed by, yeah, J.J. Abrams. The first two films were directed by J.J. Abrams, and the last movie was directed by, I guess, Justin Lin, who is the director of the famous family films. Okay, Star Trek Into Darkness is the best Star Trek movie ever, ever, ever made, in my opinion. Because the this because in this film, I saw something that's never been done in the same science fiction movies that is centered around space. Is that the antagonist was none other than a human, only a human against the whole protagonist, like the whole Starfleet, the whole Union. And I like it. I like this movie because I see the conflicts of this character. Like, the way the characters were handled, the motivations, the character build up, the character development, the tensions, the conflicts, the like the the mythology of why these characters are doing what they're doing was just wow. Like you can relate to the characters in a very good way, and the action sequences were great. To be honest, they were out of the world. This is the best of all three movies. Yeah, many people have a problem with the third act, which feels a little underwhelmed, but to be honest, I have no complaint whatsoever because of the other aspects of the movie, which were great. The other elements were mind blowing. So, yeah, I don't have any problem with any other aspects, and the action sequences were great, and I just love it. And Benedict Cumberbatch, my God, this guy's performance as Khan was amazing. We get to know what he's been going through, and I personally love it. And now let's move on to Star Trek Beyond. I mean, all three movies were great in my opinion, but in the standout, I guess the weakest in the franchise was Star Trek Beyond. Well, don't get me wrong, I like these movies. The character completes the many of the characters completes their arc. The character development, especially on Spock, was amazing. But felt like much of the story of Jim Kirk was left to be told in many other characters, and I don't know why Beyond was released in 2016 and why no one has made another like sequel or whatsoever. But yeah, that's my main issue with the film. The main issue of me with this film was the screenplay, because the screenplay was not up to the mark as it was in the other two films. And the second problem was the premise of the film. The premise of the film was Star Trek Beyond, which focused on going beyond and traveling new worlds. But to be honest, there were no new worlds like discovered. Neither we were given what they have discovered in the 3 year journey, because the movie starts with a jump of 3 years. Yeah, so we were introduced to only two worlds, and yeah, के बेसी वर्ल्ड हामी बाँकी दुखन स्टार ट्रेक देखेছিলো. Yeah, so yeah, main basically more problem with different one. But I'm not saying the action sequences stand out in this movie. They were so good. The third act was brilliant, to be honest. That's the in here to the antagonist was like wow. I mean, we get it. Like the conflicts, the tensions are great in the Star Trek Beyond, and I just love them. Like wow. So in conclusion, I just want to say that the Star Trek trilogy is great in my opinion. You should watch it on your own, and because you will get a lot of that entertainment, good stories, good characters. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Also, you can stream these movies on Netflix and on Prime. Yeah, that's pretty much it of the all of this talking. And yeah, that's what I feel. The Star Trek movies are great. They were made in a great way. Everything was just wow. And yeah, special shout out to J.J. Abrams for making a good film. Yeah, so that's great. That's great. That's good. At least it didn't ruin it like he ruined the Star Wars. God, I hate that guy. But no hate towards anyone. Let's see what we can do rest. So yeah, that's pretty much of it of my talk on Star Wars, on Star Trek, and that's what I feel. In conclusion, all three movies were great, and I guess they make a sequel, and we get a complete full arc of James T. Kirk and many other characters. So yeah, that's it. I will see you soon in the next video. Most probably we'll do a reaction video next, and yeah, bye.